Hi Sagittarius, welcome to your reading for December 2024. So we are currently in your season and Mercury is actually retrograde in Sagittarius at the minute. So I had a conversation with someone and they mentioned a push-pull energy, and it did click with me that this is probably how it would feel, because Sagittarius, your energy is one that likes to be moving. It's fire energy, it's fast. Mercury retrograde, it causes delays, it kind of forces us to slow down, doesn't it? So there's that push-pull. Also want to point out that you can go to the description box if you want to book a personal reading or see the daily written tarot readings as well. So we've got the decks I'm going to be using, the oracle decks for the reading in front of us. I did do a pre-reading meditation and yours was very simple. I saw someone wanting to change a car tire. They didn't know what the hell they were doing, to be frank. They were kind of looking, thinking, I don't know how to do this. And it was like different drivers came by or people came by that they would ask for help in doing this. But these people that kept coming along, they didn't know what they were doing either. They didn't know how to do it. So it made me think that whatever you're trying to do, like to get moving or to get to where you want to go, you don't know what you're doing. You don't know how to get there. You are asking people for help, or you have been asking people for help, but I don't think you've come across the right person yet. Or the right thing that can help you. So it seems like it's a case of having to keep on asking until the right person or scenario or resource or whatever it is comes along that will actually help you to get to where you want to go. But I think from that, I would say don't give up. If you've been asking and trying to figure it out and you just feel like, oh, I just can't, I just don't know, I give up. Don't. It's just keep on going until you find the right solution. I think that's what I took from that message. I mean, obviously you're welcome to take your own interpretation as always, but that's something that I got from it. So we're going to get on with the reading. So I picked Oracle of the Unicorns because it felt more kind of light-hearted. A lot of heavy energies around with Pluto shifting out of Capricorn into Aquarius, politics, everything, the wars, everything in the world is heavy. So I thought unicorns, and of course Sagittarius, your energy is connected to horses. Horses are basically, well, unicorns are basically horses with a horn, aren't they? So I thought that would be appropriate, but let's get into your reading. So what do we need to know for Sagittarius, Sun, Moon and Rising for December? Let's give them one more shuffle. Well, flow is on the bottom of the deck already, and I feel like that already kind of connects to the car tire thing. It says find an easier path forwards, surrender the outcome, release your expectations. I mean, I don't think it doesn't mean zero effort. It just, well, for a start, trying to force things won't work, and then if you see it as too hard, how can you make it easier? Who can you go to for help? Or what can you do that would make it easier to get to where you want to go? So Sagittarius, Sun, Moon and Rising, what do we need to know? If you're resisting something as well, then that prevents the flow. Anything for Sagittarius at all? Right, you've got Delight. That is a really cute card, isn't it? And you know what? What is it? Is it a what is it? I'm trying to think. It's not a dandelion, is it? If anyone knows the name of that, what is it? Anyway, obviously we've all seen them from childhood and made wishes with them, but yeah. Right, Delight. Count your blessings and enjoy life. This is connecting to the written message as well. Take pleasure in simple things. Always expect the best. So, you're my second reading that I'm recording today. I just did Virgo's message, their message connected to the written daily reading. So I'm recording this on the 28th of November. That spoke about the gifts in life. So that's blessings, isn't it? Count your blessings, gifts, it's the same thing. And I was just talking about what can you see as the gifts, you know, like the little things in day-to-day life that help us when we're not feeling our best and just in general. But again, yours is count your blessings. So to me, that connects as well to the gift, to seeing the gifts. It's kind of blurry, hasn't it? Doesn't want to get clear. I think that's it now. Doesn't that complement the background beautifully with the purple as well? Anyway, let's get your cards out and see what they tell us. So let's just give it a couple more shuffles. So as your main energy, we have the Hanged Man. With Justice, that is a big energy. That is, wow. That is a very big energy. Queen of Swords is there. Nine of Pentacles. The Moon. Yeah, that Moon card. So this energy here is external to you. This would be that kind of changing the tire and not knowing who the hell to go to, or what you know, what's needed. Or if you've had help so far, it's just like, it's not been that helpful, to be honest. What does it say here? Was it in this card? It was on the flow thing, wasn't it, where it said find an easier route. So with that 10 of Wands, carrying all those burdens, that is definitely not an easier route, and that's a future energy. So I guess it would be telling you to drop the burdens in the future, or you may drop the burdens. Anyway, start at the beginning. So we've got the Justice card. What's on the bottom of it? Actually, I don't really need to know. You've got the Three of Wands, the right support. I did mention about kind of the support with the change in the tire. Okay, actually I'll leave that upright to remind me. Right, we've got Justice and the Hanged Man. One thing that comes to mind with the Hanged Man is sacrifice. That's a typical thing that would come with it. Let's see. It might be about surrendering to what's right for you. That's something that comes to mind. Let's see what else happens and see how it connects to that Oracle card. So Justice and the Hanged Man. I like that. That's a nice energy. Six of Wands. Okay. This is actually a really beautiful energy. In theory. I say in theory, but let's see what comes out. Oh, that is gorgeous energy, I have to say. Let me see what comes out next. And of course we have to have one that kind of spoils it. But anyway, anyway, I think one thing I would say is, do I want to make this assumption? If you are involved in any kind of court case, I think there's a strong chance it could go in your favour. With Justice being there, the Six of Wands, the King of Swords, the Star, the Ten of Cups, it's like defeating, if I want to get dramatic, defeating your enemies or enemy is something that it feels like. And with the Hanged Man, that would be the surrendering to that justice. I'm not going to lie though, there may be a sacrifice involved somehow, and I'm not sure how that would work. That would connect to that Five of Swords. So how would that go? What would this? I think I've given this example before. Like, say if you were getting divorced and there's a fight over the house, who gets the house, but your freedom, like say you felt your freedom from the person and the marriage was more important than your house, so you're like, F the house, take the house, just sign the papers and let's get divorced. You know, that would be you sacrificing the house, but you get your freedom in the end. Or say if you worked for a company that was toxic and you wanted to you sort of had to report your boss or something for whatever they were doing that was just horrific at work. You may lose your job or get suspended or whatever, but say if it did in the end, the boss kind of got their, oh God, it sounds mean saying this, comeuppance. It's like, yeah, you may have lost your job or you may have had to be put on some suspended without pay or something, but you kind of won in the end. Won, that sounds a bit weird as well. But things balanced themselves out and karma played out as it was meant to in the end. It's those sorts of things. But it looks like a good energy. It looks like a nice energy. I'm going to be nosy and get one for that Five of Swords because it just, yeah, it's just staring at me. Page of Pentacles. Page of Pentacles, Four of Pentacles. This can be a self-sabotaging energy as well, if I'm being honest, but it looks like, because of the other cards that are there with it, it's almost like you surrender the self-sabotaging energy. So like where you're holding on too tightly to something, where you're feeling small, where you feel like you're not enough or you don't have enough, it's like you surrender that. And then it's all of this beautiful energy here, Six of Wands, King of Swords, the Star, Ten of Cups, that can come through. Where it says always expect the best, to me, that's that King of Swords, having those high standards and boundaries where it's like, I'm not putting up with any bullshit. I want the best for myself in every sense of the word, physically, mentally, emotionally. I want the best for myself, and that's my standard, and I'm sticking to it, and I'm going to make that happen. Yeah, okay, let's move on from that. So we've got the Queen of Swords as a past energy. I mean, that would bring you delight if you kind of won a court case or something along what I've just talked about. That would bring you delight, definitely. And again, if you had to sacrifice something, it's like you might have to sacrifice something that seems really important at the time, but then you're like, you know what, there are more important things in life than that. So yeah. So Queen of Swords is a past energy. Nine of Wands. I think this is recognition of where you weren't getting what you deserve or being treated the way you should have been treated. It's that recognition and acknowledgement that you want to change your story. High Priestess, yep, that's where your intuition and you got feelings and your inner guidance. And to be frank, sometimes it isn't even got feelings. It's blatantly obvious that something's not right and things are shit and it needs to change. But the Queen of Swords is smart as well, so it's kind of like she can come up with a bit of a strategy of how to change things too. So you've got the Hermit there. The Tower, that doesn't shock me one little bit. I mean, I will get one for it, but yeah, I think for the most part, this energy with that Queen of Swords is that sort of recognition that no, this is not my story. I don't want this to be my story, and I want to go on a different path. So the Tower, you might have reached a breaking point as well that pushed you even more to sort of saying, yeah, I don't want this for myself. I'm changing my story. So I've got the Knight of Cups, the Two of Swords. We have the Queen of Cups. Yeah, it's deciding, it's the decision, isn't it, that this is not for me. Again, that concept of there are more important things than whatever that is, that I need to do what's more beneficial for me, emotionally, physically, in every sense. Okay. I don't know why, another thing that's coming to mind as well is, you know, like if somebody's in a job and they want to get demoted or something, like say if you got promoted in a company and you realize that doing that job that you got promoted to is an absolute piss take, where even though you're getting more money, it's literally not worth it because you're giving ton more hours, taking on so much work. It's like impossible for any human to do any, like, you know what, just put me back where I was before, because at least then I actually had a life. I might not have had as much money, but I had a life. So there's that. Or if you left a job for a lower paying job, but it's just like the little things are more important, like your time is more precious than any amount of money could ever be. And the stress, having less pay, as long as you're not ending up starving or destitute, having to live off less pay and adjust your budget to match that is a lot more precious than giving excessive amounts of time and wearing yourself out and being stressed, isn't it? And then even if it was temporary, that you had a lower paying job temporarily, it sort of gives you the time to find something else, doesn't it? You don't have to stick with it. Right, so Nine of Pentacles, this is the challenge here. So we've got the Page of Pentacles, the Ten of Wands. I think this is about physically letting go and moving to that feeling of liberation. So it's as if you may have the idea at present, or the thought at present that, yeah, this is not my story. That's going to, I think that might be the title, deciding this is not my story. But it's then, the challenge is taking the physical action to let go and plant the new seed and move on. There's a new seed as well, new opportunity. Or finding a new opportunity. This can be, I don't know if, I think I've mentioned divorce, but I haven't mentioned relationships. But yes, it can be to do with a relationship as well, where you decide that the relationship isn't necessarily giving you what you need, and it's like, no, I deserve more than this. I deserve more happiness. And so you want something that, with the Lovers, it's a connection, but it's two people that they feel the same way. The passion is the same, the desire is the same. So, and it can even be in terms of commitment as well, that you need to be on the same page in terms of commitment. But it's letting go of that old to that isn't the story that you want for the story that you do want. So the Moon is anything external to you. It's not clear yet. The path isn't clear yet. Okay, that was interesting how that landed. Death card, yeah, that makes sense. So it's still a bit in limbo. It does feel like it's still in limbo, to be honest. We've got the Queen of Pentacles. I'm hearing, what do I need to do? We've got the Six of Pentacles, the Magician, Six of Cups. This is going to be, I feel like, however you change your story, it will be a combination of your abilities and skills together with the right support. There's something about the right support here with that Six of Pentacles, getting the right support. So it's a combination of the two. And then you've got the Six of Cups there. Why is the Six of Cups there? Just get one for that. Try that again. You've got the Four of Swords, Knight of Cups, Three of Pentacles. So I would say there's something about learning from your experience, learning from the experience that you've had. And that gives you skills, doesn't it? Whether it is physical skills, mental skills, or emotional skills, it gives you skills when you reflect on the past, what you've been through. There could also be someone from your past that is able to help you here as well, as an external energy. But yeah, as I say, the path forward may not be quite clear yet, and it's still a bit in limbo. But if you can combine what you've learned and your resources with assistance from someone else, then it'll help you move forward. And this, as I think I said it, I don't know if I did say it, the Queen of Pentacles is a question of, well, what do I need to do? Well, that's it. This is it. Team up. So what do you need to be more aware of with the Magician? Your skills. So Magician, what do you want to tell us? So we've got the Three of Wands. Oh, this is a manifestation energy as well, isn't it? With the Three of Wands and the Justice card. Okay, so something I'm getting from this is, I think even if you are leaving a situation or know that you don't want that particular story, you're going to have to put energy into, you know what you don't want, but what do you want, or how do you want to feel? Or it can be small steps, because this talks about the simple, taking pleasure in the simple things. So how would that play out? You know, like when we when we're moving on, we think it has to be big things that we're moving towards, and it doesn't necessarily. Like, say again, if it was a work related situation, you might be thinking, oh, I want to leave this job and do something different. One way of starting is by specifying small things like, how many hours do you want to work? What type of hours do you want to do? Do you want to do night work? Do you want to do day work only? What type of environment do you want it to be? Do you want it to be quiet? Do you want it to be not a lot of people? You know, setting your specifics and non-negotiables, but it doesn't have to be where you like, so if you were trying to think of a new career, that you wanted a new career and it's like, shit, I don't even know what I want to do. Think about the specific details in that to help you try and formulate a plan for what you want, because setting those intentions, it gives you something to kind of look forward to. So again, even if you don't know the career, think about the schedule you want to work on, the environment you want to be in. Think about the things you enjoy doing in day-to-day life. Like, say if you were someone that enjoyed cooking even, and you worked as a, I don't know, say you work as a nurse and you're like, I don't want to do nursing anymore. If you enjoy cooking, would you see yourself doing a job that involves cooking instead? Any kind of job, even if you have to start at the bottom as a beginner to get yourself to work your way up. But it's just thinking about those things that feel right for you. And again, thinking about all of the skills and abilities that you have that you can put to use. And it doesn't have to be professional skills. Yes, at some point you might want to get certified or whatever, or take courses. But even if you just think of just the things in your general day-to-day life, the simple things that you enjoy, you can use those to kind of manifest what you're going for. I would say that Three of Pentacles and Eight of Pentacles is the things that you enjoy doing. Use those to inspire you, and consider where you want to put your time and energy. Again, the type of people you want to work with as well. Even that could be a simple starting point, like what kind of people do you want to work with? We never really think about that, do we? I think most of us, I don't know if it's because it goes without saying, but you know, like if you wanted to manifest a new job, it's thinking about, well, I would say I want to work with people who are positive. They have a positive frame of mind. It doesn't mean that they're perfect and they never have a shit day, because that's completely unrealistic, but for the most part they have a positive frame of mind. People that I'd like to work with people that have boundaries, that won't, because I've noticed in the past from working with people that don't have boundaries, they are really unhappy. And they're not horrible people necessarily or miserable or anything at work, but I felt bad seeing them settling for bullshit at work. You know what I mean? It's like, it's not my problem technically because they've made that choice, but it's like, shit, some of the people I worked with, it was as if they felt defeated. They were nice people, but they were defeated, like, oh, well, this is just what we've got to do. And I thought, like, in my mind, I'm thinking, no, you fucking don't. Well, obviously, I know that when money comes into it, you have to take that into consideration as well. But it's like, some of these people were really young, and it's like, you're too young to feel defeated. I could almost understand if you were like retirement age and it's like, well, I'm not going to get another job now, so I might as well just stick it out. I can get that. But you know, like when people are really young and they're defeated in a job, it's like, shit, you got your whole life ahead of you. You don't have to put up with this shit forever. You could, you know, if you want to, you could try other things. And even if you are retirement age, I know it's harder. I know there are challenges. I'm not going to, you know, pretend that isn't real. But you know, I think that's important for people, having boundaries and knowing their worth, and not just knowing their worth, because knowing isn't an action. It's a thought, isn't it? Knowing their worth and standing by that in the job as well, and saying, no, I'm not doing that. I'm not putting up with this. And if that can't change, then I'll find something else. So yeah, I just went on a rant there, but so what was the point of what I was saying? Yeah, I was saying, thinking about the type of people that you want to work with and how you want to feel as well. Like at the end of the day, how do you want to feel? How do you want to feel at work? Forget the end of the day, because if you're spending 8+ hours in a place working, how do you want to feel when you're there? Do you want to feel calm? Do you want to feel content? Do you want to feel supported? You know, those sorts of things, the little things, the simple things. Those all play a role in manifesting what you want and motivating you and leading you to what it is you desire. Right, so moving on to that 10 of Wands, that is a potential future energy. Let's see. Ooh. See how the 8 of Cups is there and the King of Wands is there. That's definitely about dropping the burdens and not settling. Right, try that again. Another thing that's coming to mind with that thinking, well, it's come out again, not settling, okay. And then the world is on the bottom of the deck. The kind of people you want to work with. Do you want to work with people who are creative, who are inspirational, who are spiritual, even if that's your thing? If you, well, I assume if you're watching a tarot video, maybe you are a little bit at least. But do you want to work with people who are spiritual or completely logical, or you know, do you need to be around people who are very intellectually stimulating, or do you not give a shit about that? Or would highly intellectual people being around them all day kind of do your head in a little bit, you know? It's all up to you and what you prefer. But you can set those as your intentions and your non-negotiables for what you're going towards. Right, so Eight of Cups, I said, dropping the burdens, not settling, removing the, what do you call it, the blinders as well as a potential future energy. So you can do this if you choose to, though, if you choose, and it might take a lot of courage emotionally and a lot of strength, especially if you are if you've got a reliance, say if it was financial reliance, or there's some level of stability, there's something about the stability of a situation where it's not necessarily, it doesn't necessarily feel good, but it does offer some degree of stability. It will take courage to drop the burdens. You've got the devil there, which is the thing that holds you back. You've got to have courage to fight the devil and act upon your self-worth, not just know your self-worth, but act upon it as well with that Empress card. You got the Knight of Swords there as well. Again, it's having your truth, but acting upon it as well. Not just thinking it, not just saying it, but literally acting upon it too, and having your words and actions match and walking the talk. So let's look at the Four of Wands. So that will be to do with your sense of security. And again, going back to that manifestation and the non-negotiables and stuff, what do you need for you to feel safe and secure? And look at them, they're happy. I mean, I know it's like a card of like union, and the image is one of like a hand fasting, but they're happy. They're like going into something long term and they're excited about it. What would make you feel excited? Like say if you're deciding what job you want to do until you retire, what would make you feel the way they look for the next however many years that you have until retirement? And I know that can't happen. It may not happen for everyone, but you can at least try to create that for yourself. And then even if at work things are hard, what is it in your day, in your other parts of your life, that you can get this happy, content sort of feeling, the delight? Where is the delight in the rest of your life as well? If your work situation's in a funny state at the minute. Right, we've got the Four of Wands there. We've got the Six of Swords. What is your peace, sense of peace and security? It may be just leaving a situation can help with that, but you still have to go towards something as well. You've got the Five of Pentacles, Queen of Wands, Ace of Cups. Again, that's that, it's your worth. It's your worth. You deserve better than Five of Cups, Five of Pentacles, feeling emotionally stressed, drained, hurt, feeling a sense of lack in any way. You deserve more than that. But you get to decide what gives you that sense of security, the joy, the peace, all of that, the delight, all of it you decide. And again, Queen of Wands, she's an action card, is acting upon it. It's not just having the feeling or the thought, but acting upon it as well. Right, so I'm going to get your final message of guidance from the postcards from Spirit deck. What's the final message of guidance for Sagittarius, Sun, Moon and Rising? Okay, you've got two, so you have oh, I feel like this card has come up on every other reading this month. It says, dearest you, on Earth, humans learn about life by telling stories and creating new ones based on shared experiences. Eventually, after repeating one often enough, it becomes your main story that you, and what we're talking about, changing your story, your main story that you use to define yourself and the world. So to get the answers you seek, you must get vulnerable and hear your story when you tell it. Ask, why do you tell it? Is it really true? What else can be true? Can you see the truth that spirit is in all things? Do you see how other stories overlap and intertwine? Spirit loves stories, for they are like blueprints for co-creation. This is exactly what I was talking about with the whole manifesting. It's setting the blueprint, isn't it, for your story? Oh, that might be a title, actually. They are like blueprints for co-creation. So tell the one we know to be true about you a story of courage, gratitude, and honesty. Tell an empowered story about well-being, wisdom, and grace. You will experience your world according to the story you tell about it. So make sure they're stories you're proud of. Right, and then we have, is the moon there? I did say the moon was there, didn't I? Something about the path not being clear, quite 100% clear, yeah. Dear you, uncertainty is the new normal for the whole world. Things are changing at a rapid pace and the old ways we once trusted are no longer reliable. But leaving the familiar behind can be a good thing. When you are pushed to step into the unknown, you are pulled forward into discovering new possibilities that have been hidden in plain sight. Check in with your higher power. Your soul knows better than your small self. Have faith in the support of a higher power and the infinite potential for your life. Right now, the advice we have for you is this. Try something new, do something different. You won't know how it feels, what it looks like, or what the outcome will be if you do not take that first step into the unknown and experience the unfamiliarity. You'll be so glad you did, because the treasure will appear. We are so proud of you for being brave. You are so loved and supported. Okay, so I'm not going to add anything to that. I think they summed it up perfectly. So again, if you want to see the daily written messages or book a personal reading, go to the description box. I'll be back in December. I think it will be short in December because it's that time of year when I don't think it's just me. I think we're all feeling kind of drained and I just frankly want to hibernate for a couple of months, but that's not going to happen. But anyway, thank you for watching and have a great December. Until I see you again, take care.